So in this video, I'm going to tell you how can reading really affect your mind? How can reading really, make your mind really strong? And how can reading make you really smart? What are the benefits of reading? Why do people keep saying, why do your parents, why do your mom, why do your dad keep saying to you that read books, read this book, read non-fiction, read, self-help books? What does your teacher say to you that read this book? Whether millionaires or, billionaires ask each other, what's the best book would you recommend? Was the book that changed your was the book that changed your perspective about how the world works? Why do these people keep talking about books? So in this video, I'm going to tell you all these benefits of reading, and I'm going to tell you about myself too. I'm not going to just give you points that, oh, reading does this, reading does this, reading does this, you should do this, you should do this, you should do this. No, I'm going to tell you about my story, how I felt, because on this channel, this is my goal, that I want to help 100k people transform their life from bad habits to good habits. I was about to say good habits to bad habits, but we don't want that, do we? People are already doing this. They don't need me for that. But this is how I want to pursue my purpose, and reading is one of the good factors that I can tell you that really help your mind to grow. All right, so let's begin this video. And the first factor is, what's the first factor? What do you think if I ask you what do you think if you're a non-reader, right? What do you think reading, when you listen reading for the first time, how do you feel about that? What is reading? What is a book? Tell me, what is a book? A book is something that someone has written for 300 or 400 pages. Most of the books are less than around 200 or 300 pages. What is a book? If we see from a logical or third person perspective, what is a book? A book is someone's experience. A book is someone's whole life story. A book is someone's whole experience, the mistakes that he did, the pitfalls that he fell into, everything, the do's, the don'ts that he fell into. That's a book, right? It's a person's story. A person is telling his story in the most engaging and interesting way possible for the readers to read, and for the readers to get the knowledge and the wisdom that he learned over the years. There's a Jewish, I heard this somewhere, so don't quote me on it, but there's a Jewish saying. It says every man should do three things: have a son, plant a tree, and write a book. Have a son, plant a tree, and write a book. So a person only writes, most of the people write book when they have seen the whole world, seen the whole human behavior. They have been through all these bad experiences. It could be good experiences too. But they have written their whole wisdom, their whole experiences into 200 or 300 pages. If they have to write every story about their whole life, it would be more than 200 or 300 pages, right? But to make it most engaging, and to make it most interesting, and to make it the whole, most organized, you know what they do? They narrow it down to 200 or 300 pages. That's what a book is essentially. A non-fiction book or a self-help book is someone's experience. A fiction book is someone telling a story to make you to make your emotions feel aroused, or to make you feel something. That's what a fiction book is. That's the difference between fiction and non-fiction, right? That's what a book is. A book is someone's experience. So imagine if you can just pay $30 or $40. Most of the books, they also go on sale. But if you can pay someone $30 or $40 for their whole life's experience, and the most interesting, the stories, the wisdom, the experiences in the most organized way, in just $30 or $40, mind you, McDonald's burger, if you pay for one or two people, is going to be $25 or $30. So for $30 or $40, someone can give you their experience in the most organized way. That's what a book is. That's the benefit. That's the first benefit. First and the most important benefit. It's going to increase your knowledge. It's going to increase your way of thinking. It's going to add new perspectives into your mind, that, okay, this person was at this situation of the life, and he fell into this mistake. He fell into this trap. How did he get out? What are the how did he think that I should do this in order to get out? Your brain is going to develop, or your brain is going to make new neural connections. It's gonna give you new perspective. You're gonna get new perspectives on how to find new ways into different situations. Which ways are possible in today's world, or history? Maybe it could be like previous world, previous century, or previous like 1,000 years. Like, these are the situations possible, these are the mistakes that could be happen, and these are the solutions, or these are the ways that you can get outside of that. New perspectives you would get, and that's going to increase your knowledge. So that was the first point. The second point is, in modern world, you might have seen it when you're traveling bus, when you go to your university, or when you go into your work in a bus. Guess what's happening? Imagine, do it one day. Don't use your phone when you're sitting in a bus. Go sit to your seat and don't use your phone. Just revolve your head here and there and see how many people are using their phone. People cannot even sit in a bus. People cannot even sit in a. Essentially, bus is also a social gathering, right? I mean, people don't know each other. That's the true thing. But you all are sitting in one like closed surface or a closed area. So it's a social gathering. And people can look at each other, or maybe they can talk to each other, or maybe they can see like what's happening outside. You're traveling basically, even if you're traveling streets. But people, their attention span is so fucked up. Your attention span is so cooked that you can't even sit in a bus, or you can't even watch one reel. You know what people do? They scroll one reel, then they scroll the other reel. They don't even watch the whole reel. They just watch for like 1 or 2 seconds. If it's not visually engaging, if it's not giving them the highest amount of dopamine that their brain want, you know what they do? They scroll. That's how much the attention span is fucked up. It has been proven by scientific studies that in the future time, your attention span is gonna keep on decreasing. That's why apps like this, YouTube, when YouTube was launched, it only had long form videos. Why do you think YouTube launched shorts? Because they wanted to. I'm not sure like what came first, YouTube shorts or TikTok, but I according to me, like I guess TikTok came first, and that's why Instagram also copied, and Instagram made their Instagram reels, because attention span is decreasing. They were like, if we have to compete with the business, what do we have to do? We have to copy their business. So I guess YouTube also launched YouTube shorts. Most of the people don't even watch the whole, the long form videos, and the videos which don't have any unnecessary fancy edits, or any extra editing, so just to make your attention, like Mr. Beast type of editing. So if you have been watching this video, and if you are watching till now, respect to you, because you have top 1% of the attention span. You're watching videos like this in which only one person, me, is talking to the other person, that's you, and I'm only talking to you. I'm only giving you all the experiences and knowledge that I have, just to so that most of the people can't even watch the whole video, right? But respect to you that you have been watching these kind of videos to improve your knowledge, to improve your how do you think about the world, and what can you do to improve in your self-improvement journey. But respect to you. But what's the benefit of this? Why am I telling you this? Reading improves your attention span, because what do you have to do in the reading? You don't get any fancy edits. You don't, like, most of the books are not that visually appealing. Most of the books are not that visually they don't give you that emotional arousal. So if you talk about non-fiction, you have to stick to one book, and if you want to be complete in that book in like 1 week or 2 weeks, you have to read at least 40 or 50 pages in like 2 or 3 hours. That's a lot. And if you do that, if you just stick to it, because on the first day it's going to be very hard, on the second day it's going to be very hard, on the third day it's going to be a little less hard, that's how you improve your focus and retention. And it's going to improve your attention span. Because most of the people, your competition, the competition that you have, the competition that you're thinking that you would be having, all the boys and the girls, all the people who also want to become millionaires, if you want to become a millionaire, you have to increase your focus. In modern world, a person who has focus, he rules all the people who are distracted. And how to increase that focus? Reading is one of the factors that could increase your focus without even doing anything. It has all the positive benefits. I can't seem to find any negative benefit. The only negative benefit could be like broke as negative, like negative disadvantages, that some like lame as which don't even make any sense. But most of the benefits that reading has are good benefits. So the benefits outweigh the negative benefits, if that makes sense. Thirdly, what does reading does? If you read English books and your English is not good, and if your English is not the first language, even if your English is your first language, you still want to improve your vocabulary, right? Let me tell you about myself. I booked my English speaking exam because of my immigration. Like, I want to give that exam, and I want to go deep into that, but I have to, do that exam. And my exam is in like after 4 or 5 days. And guess what? In that exam, you know what you have to do? You have to do speaking, you have to write, you have to do the writing, you have to do listening, and you have to do reading. Guess what you have to do? Guess what I have been doing? I have been doing reading because I read books. I do speaking because I make YouTube videos in which I just yap about the topic that I want to yap about. So it's gonna increase my speaking. And in that exam, they just give you like a topic, a random ass topic, for you to speak for like 2 minutes. So that's increasing this thing. Like YouTube thing is increasing my speaking skills. The books that I read is increasing my reading skills. What else? Listening. I listen to podcasts. I mostly listen to English speakers. That's increasing a little bit. I'm not bragging about this, but that's increasing a little bit about my listening skills. What else? Writing. I journal. I don't journal a lot, but I journal quite often. So that's increasing my writing skills. See, my exam is in 4 or 5 days, and I'm not even stressed about it because I have been working hard for this. And reading, most of the people struggle in reading. Most of the people who don't read in that exam, most of the people, they struggle because they have never read a book. They have never read a book in past 6 months, and for that exam they have to prepare because modern mind is fucked, right? Their mind is fucked, and they don't have any focus. So you can't be focusing right away on the spot for the exam in 1 or 2 days. So guess what they do? They struggle in reading. Most of the people, they even fail in reading. They have to do the retest. And I'm not even worried about it because I have been doing this. Is in my schedule. I really love doing all these things. So it even improves your vocabulary. Reading, it also improves your vocabulary. And the fourth point, which we already talked about, it improves your focus. It improves your focus to sit still and work on something for like quite a long number of hours. You could be like working on something for like 2 or 3 hours. 2 or 3 hours. When I say 2 or 3 hours, you might think, oh, 2 or 3 hours is very less. Let me tell you something. 2 or 3 hours without disturbance, 2 or 3 hours without any, phone disturbance, without touching your phone, without scrolling on Instagram, without opening any different tabs, it's very productive. The amount of time that you spend on studying, let's suppose for an exam, the amount of time that you spend on studying, 5 or 6 hours, while you're scrolling, while you're changing tabs, those 5 or 6 hours, if you don't scroll, that's equal to the amount of hours that you could study if you just had been focused, and if you just had not scrolled and watched tabs. You know what I'm saying, right? So those 5 to 6 hours in which you are scrolling or in which you're doing extra activities side by side, you're multitasking, wasting your attention over there, dividing your attention over there, are equal to 2 hours or 3 hours of focused deep work or deep reading sessions in which you don't scroll, in which you don't do anything. So reading has all these positive benefits. I don't even know why people don't read. And it's not even like you don't have the money for it. It's not like you have to buy it. I'm not saying that you should get, pirated books. That's the best thing though. That's what I do too. So reading has all the positive benefits. See you in the next one. By the way, there's something life-changing in the description. If you want to check that out, I'll see you in the next one.